Chiefs Kingdom. Welcome to the Eye of the Reckoning. We are standing at the precipice of the most pivotal offseason in franchise history, but the air around one Arrowhead drive feels heavy, visceral, almost mournful. For the first time since 2014, the loudest stadium on the planet is silent in January. A 6-11 campaign hasn't just stained our record, it has challenged the very soul of the dynasty. The standard set by the Hunt family, the legacy of Lamar Hunt himself, is under fire. Our king, Patrick Mahomes, is trapped in the grueling labyrinth of rehab after that crushing ACL and LCL tear in Week 15. We are witnessing the fragility of greatness, the moment where the throne feels like it's sliding into the abyss. But before we go into the lab and break down the tactical tape of this emotional reconstruction, you need to join the Kingdom ranks. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let your voice be heard in the comments. Is the Kingdom still the gold standard, or is the throne officially up for grabs? I'm reading every single one of your takes. Listen to the brutal, clinical reality. The 2025 season was a gash to the soul of Kansas City. 6-11, read it and weep. We tried to run it back with the squad that fell to Philly, and it was a short-sighted disaster. We were a shell of ourselves, limping to a third-place finish in the AFC West. And then, the purge. Matt Nagy, gone. And in his place, the return of the hammer. Eric Bieniemy has officially reclaimed the offensive coordinator throne. But listen to the twist. On this Thursday, January 29th, 2026, Bieniemy has made it clear football is the last priority right now. While the rest of the NFL is staring at playbooks, Bieniemy is staring into the eyes of his stars. He has had small, minimal conversations with Mahomes and Kelce. No schemes, no X's and O's, just relationships. Bieniemy is back to reestablish the trust, the energy, and the vibe that built 2 Super Bowl rings. He's not rushing the process, he's rebuilding the brotherhood. He left Kansas City in 2023, traveled to Washington, UCLA, and Chicago, where he coached the Bears to the league's second-best rushing attack. And now he returns home to chop wood with the men who built this empire. Let's go to the chalkboard. Schematic analysis. The 2026 defensive shell adjustments are going to be ruthless. Defensive coordinators are watching Patrick's rehab film just as much as his game film. They're going to test that knee with simulated pressure looks and blitz zero packages on day 1. To counter this, Bieniemy has to master the 12 personnel mismatch strategies. We need the inside zone violence he perfected in Chicago to keep the pass rush honest. Bieniemy brings new ideas from Ben Johnson's system. If Patrick is limited in his mobility, the option route nuances of Travis Kelce become the literal bloodline of this offense. Bieniemy is the master of the grind, and he knows that chemistry precedes coordination. Inside the building at One Arrowhead Drive, the tension is visceral. One high-ranking AFC West executive told me the Chiefs are playing a dangerous game. Rushing Mahomes back for Week 1 could be the greatest comeback in history or the biggest mistake they've ever made. The rest of the division is smelling blood. A veteran scout whispered, Patrick is already hitting the film room with Bieniemy, but they aren't even talking plays yet. They're talking about legacy. They're talking about the fire. EB is getting under his skin in the best way possible. A third league insider added, Travis Kelce pulling out of the Pro Bowl says everything. He's weighing retirement, but he's also weighing the return of his favorite coach. Bieniemy might be the only reason number 87 puts the cleats back on. A fourth source noted, Brett Veach is over $50 million over the cap. We are 32nd in the league. Releasing Jawan Taylor for $20 million in savings isn't a choice, it's a necessity. Finally, an anonymous coach admitted, we're preparing for a Mahomes that might stay in the pocket more. If he does that, his brain has to be 10 times faster than his feet ever were. And look at the depth chart. The Chiefs have re-signed tight end Trey Watson. While everyone is focusing on Kelce's future, Veach is quietly building a fortress around the tight end room. Trey Watson brings the grit and the blocking ability that Bieniemy loves. He is the reinforcement needed to allow Kelce to operate in space. And don't forget the draft. The projection is clear. Jeremiah Love, the Notre Dame phenom, 1,372 yards, 18 touchdowns. He is the game changer Bieniemy needs to unlock this offense. Think about the biographical DNA. Patrick Mahomes has the transcendent vision of Len Dawson, but in 2026, he needs the pure, unadulterated grit of Derek Thomas to survive this rehab. We are linking the DNA of the 60s dominance to a reality where the king is human. Xavier Worthy has game-breaking speed, but he needs to be the safety valve for a quarterback who might not be able to scramble out of a collapsing pocket for the first 4 weeks. Bieniemy is the historical bridge, the man who was there for the ascension and the man who is here for the resurrection. We are at a crossroads. The 2026 offseason is the reckoning. We are facing a roster in flux, a cap deficit that would make a billionaire flinch, and a conference that has officially caught up. But this is Andy Reid's arena. He has rebuilt this engine before. He has to do it again. The Red Sea never reconsiders. We reload, we rebuild, we reign. The situation with Eric Bieniemy is a masterclass in psychology. By making football the last priority, he is stripping away the pressure and replacing it with purpose. He is reminding Mahomes and Kelce why they started playing this game in the first place. He is building the emotional infrastructure required to survive a 17-game gauntlet. In Chicago, he proved he could evolve. In Kansas City, he will prove he can lead a resurrection. How about those Chiefs? We stand until the final whistle. We fight until the clock hits 0. The kingdom is tested, the crown is bent, but we are Kansas City, and the hunt for 2026 has officially begun. The dynasty isn't dead, it's just evolving. Bieniemy is back, Mahomes is counting down, and the chopping of wood has commenced. We are the kingdom, and the kingdom stands united.